Well, obviously, you win a road game, you're happy, and you got the rivalry renewed. You got easy 2 hour, 15-minute bus ride up here. Great arena, uh, you know, great history to this game, and we knew they were a wounded animal. They had a bad stretch. We thought you got exam week, and we thought they'd come out and play hard and get after us, and they did. They jumped on us. I thought we fought ourselves again on the offensive end, trying to make tough plays instead of easy plays. We kind of Ish loses his poise. I didn't even see the play with the technical, but now he's got to sit. But that group that came in, Mike and Selton and Nigel Marquise, that group that finished the half, did a great job defensively, gave us a nice boost, and 11 straight shutout, 16-2 run. You take the lead, so you start them to start the second half. And then they don't have the energy that we needed, and we had to use some other guys and kind of mix it in. But probably game of some runs. Their run to start, our run to finish the half. Their run to start the second half, and then then back and forth. And then we made some big plays down the stretch. Obviously, it's nice to have Nigel back. Not a perfect night, but he still ends up 15, 8, and 5, and two turnovers, 2 steals. But I thought the bench was a big difference. If you look at the plus minus, Selton plus 15, Mike plus 8, Luke plus 7, kind of just on and on. If you look at those guys, they were big difference makers. And the big guys, Davion and Casey, between the two, I think it's 15 or 18 and 15 rebounds, which is impressive for those guys. So we got them involved. We thought we could take advantage of them inside. We called some quick hitters, got it into them. And then, you can see Davion slowly but surely. Obviously, I wanted it a little sooner than this, but he has made some progress, and hopefully he feels good about himself and doesn't let down. Our strength coach, AJ, keeps telling me, don't compliment him, coach, because we can't let him stop now. He's got to continue moving forward and taking care of his body and giving himself a chance to be successful and be the player he should be.
Thank you, Coach. The first question to Kellis.
Yeah, Bruce, just why do you think the defense was so effective tonight, especially against their threes?
Well, they start out the game. I think it was 5 for the first 9 they made, and there were a couple long ones. But I thought what we did was settle down and protected the paint. That was the key against them. Not let them get in the paint, because Virgin, McGowan's, and Wilcho, they all can get to the paint and make plays. Even Walker is talented as a big guy to have the ball in that mid post and make some plays and passes inside out. But once we stopped that and kind of got the wall going, the turnovers helped us get some transition at the end of the half, allowed us to get some easy baskets. But I think the big thing off of that was we got to the shooters and made them a little tougher, a little contested. The one big emphasis this week was no matter where they are, we had to get hands up and we had to contest those shots to make them a little tougher. But I thought our defense slipped a little bit against Green Bay, but it was pretty good tonight. If we keep them, I thought our offense was going to dictate what our defense was like, and that 19 turnovers, a little too many for us. We've been pretty good about taking care of the ball, and then also the fouling, keeping them off the free throw line was going to be a big key. And for the most part, we did a pretty good job with that.
And you guys end up with a solid amount of points, but when you do go through scoring slumps like you had at times today, what would you advise your team to do to get out of those a little faster?
I think move the basketball. That's what we kept talking about. Move them, make them break down. At any team, even us, we'll break down if you keep us going side to side. And that was like when I said earlier, we fought the game, and we hadn't done that in a while. And we and then shoot the ball on the 3-point line. I was so happy. I told the guys when we got here this morning, there was only one line on the court. There was not the high school line. There wasn't the NBA line. And, I was like, now we're going to, just get on that line. But we still insist on shooting some 4 or 5 feet beyond that line. And there's no need to. You don't get any more points. But the turnovers, forcing the action, letting it come, every game's different. Everyone defends differently. And you got to adjust to that.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yep.
Next question to Michael Goins.
Yeah, Bruce, how gratifying is it to get the 22 points off turnovers to convert on a lot of those opportunities?
Yeah, we did a good job. That was a big part of that stretch to end the half where we got some, we not only got the steals, but we made the right plays, got to the hoop, got layups. We've been working on we don't have to settle on 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s for threes. We can get layups. And I think Mike got an and one on one of them. So that, it's something we've worked on. We've talked about, we've showed them. We're getting more and more efficient. If you take advantage of our defense and create offense and make the right plays and reads, obviously it's going to help us.
And do you feel like as much as anything, you're able to chase the shooters off their spots?
Yeah, I think, one, keep them out so we don't have to help. Keep them out of the paint. You got to, we had to settle down. Those guys, they're good. I mean, Verge is good at getting inside, outside moves with the dribble, getting to the paint, making people help. McGowan's, they got some guys that can make some plays and they spread you. They got great spacing. It's a little different. They're playing off the 5 and that mid post and cutting and, got us on maybe a back door, a back cut. Now they kick it out. And I thought Casey, to end of the half, he fought the big guy, made him catch it out a little further, which allowed us to get into their shooters, get into the handoff guys, made it a little tougher on them.
And do you feel like your efficiency went up at about the last 30 minutes of the game?
Obviously you get down, 25-15. And, the rest of the game, we outscore them 52 to, what would that be? My math is usually pretty good, 33 or whatever. No, something like that. So 25 from 58, that's 33. So pretty good, pretty good run. Obviously, we can keep getting better. I told them after, obviously I'm happy. It's a road win. We got 2 road wins. But I think the best thing is our team can get better. And we got to want to get better. One of my quotes this week was, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you. And that's us, got to be us moving forward. We got a few guys that are a little stubborn. And, I tell them I don't want to take their game away. I just want to teach them how to play the game the right way. And if they can listen and learn, they can be a much more effective.
Thanks, Bruce.
Yeah.
Next question to Cole.
Hey, Coach, I asked Nigel this question when he was on here earlier with us, but when you get into a situation like you were in the beginning part of the game where the threes just weren't falling, is that something you kind of tell your guys is, hey, maybe go to the hoop? Or I know you said you want to keep them playing their game, but what's the message from you in a situation like that?
Well, some of those threes were good threes. Some of them were a little off the line. And now, hey, when were we scoring? And when, make the extra pass, get in the paint. Obviously the points in the paint have been really important for us. I think at halftime it was 22-8. I could be wrong, something like that. So did a better job of, sometimes they're not going. I thought we shot so well and we put a lot of time into shooting this week because we had more time. And we shot well this morning at shoot around. So you hope, hey, this is going to be you're going to be hot. And they've struggled against people. People shoot 35 from 3 against them, but it didn't go. So now you got to find other ways to get in. You got to get to the hoop. Obviously, Mark had a huge one from way out to kind of ice that thing. But, you got to keep playing the game and got to find other ways to score. And that's where our big guys were important. We got it inside to them, got to the paint, drop offs. to layups, to free throws. And, that's every game. Every game is different because people defend differently. The ball bounces differently. It goes in some days, it doesn't others, but you still got to find ways to win.
And then the last question I have for you is, what did you think about the lineup with Marquise the first time that you had Marquise and Nigel in there to start the game?
Well, obviously it wasn't a good start to it, and I don't think it had anything to do with that. Again, Nigel has a pretty good numbers, but I don't think he's in rhythm. He's trying to figure it out. I thought he took a couple off the line that, let it come 2 for 9 for 3. Obviously he's been really, really good, but you don't practice even a good player like him for 8-9 days, and then you play one game and then have a week off. It'll take him a little time to get that back, but we'll see. It's not our best defensive lineup, but I really think it's our best offensive lineup. And again, if you play well, you're going to stay in the game. And Selton didn't start; he plays 30 minutes. Ish, has the unfortunate. I don't know the call or the play. I didn't see it. I'll have to watch. But to his credit, he doesn't start the second half. Comes back and he's huge for us. 10 points, +5 and the ±4 rebounds, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And play well, you'll stay in the game.
Any other questions for Coach before we let him go? Ryan Clark.
Ryan's got one.
Hey, Bruce, I guess I'm making up for not having a question the other day for you in post game. But
Yeah.
before he fouled out, what did you feel like Mike brought tonight for you guys?
And again, you got to give him credit, his maturity. I talked about him coming off the bench +8. I thought his defense was really good. 2 assists, no turnovers, 5 points. He did a lot of nice things, and he was saying the right things in the huddle. That he did not get out of bed till Tuesday, and all he could do was shoot on Wednesday and Thursday without anyone else in the gym, and he had to practice with a mask on Friday and Saturday. So you got to give him some credit, some maturity, which we're going to need. And I know he wants to get going offensively, and I think that'll come. But again, he's really important, and with that, knowing how to play, helping us make the run, playing for K-State, making the right plays, and he was a big part of the game. Again, our bench, Luke, him, Selton, Davion. At times you never know who's going to be better. So I hope that depth is something that carries us a long way.
And then last thing for me, Bruce, pretty good environment here tonight. How much do you think the games in KC and in the one in Wichita maybe helped you guys already be prepared for this kind of environment?
Well, it's to have this, to go to Wichita, to go here, to play on the road, great. It's the first time I've been in the arena. I played in the old place, but great. It's an NBA arena. It's unbelievable. Credit to them. It looked pretty full, at least from what I could tell. It got loud a couple times, but I thought we kept that quiet by making the different runs. So all those experiences are really good for us playing these games. Obviously, we would like to have Marquette back. We'll have we got 19 high-level games coming after the new year. So actually 20 with the tournament. So we'll have a chance to get one back there. We just got to worry about keep getting better.
Next question for Arnie Green. Arnie, go ahead.
I think you're muted.
Sorry.
There
Okay.
you go.
You talked about the post players, but is this as good a game as you've gotten from both of them combined? It seemed like you got contributions from both of them tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It's a great point. I've said since the beginning, we all felt great about Davion a year ago. Casey, I didn't think you guys got to see what he was really like. Casey's done a great job of taking care of his body. He probably doesn't have the athleticism, some of that he wishes he had, but we've continued to talk to him about, if your body's right and your mind's right, you can still be an effective player. Again, he's shooting the ball really well, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. You got both of them rebounding. They were a force inside, and we actually a couple times called plays to get it to them, which I thought we had about 3 weeks in, from late November into December where I don't think the players trusted them, and I'm not sure the coaches did. But to their credit, they've come a long way. And now I hope they become where people have to worry about that. And that would be important. But again, it's our players helping them, getting them the position. They got to set the screens. They got to make the handoffs. They got to do that stuff and use all that energy. But, and then if they catch it and finish, if our guys make the right plays and passes, they can be very effective.